Well, hello, everyone out there in YouTube land, and welcome back to the crazy train of fraudadang. I hope you all are doing very well out there this weekend because we're doing fantastic here. The wife is almost done raking up all of the leaves in the yard, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. She's in the living room with me right here, enjoying the sunshine. But now that I have finished as much research as I think I can do on today's Fraudatard, for the second time in a row, Big Mike's Audits was outvoted in favor of exposing another frauditor. And that Fraudatard is going to be Wolverine Transparency, Adam from Lincoln Park, Michigan. Now, the more I dug into Adam's criminal past, the more I kept finding. It was like every court that I clicked on, it just seemed to have charges. And I'll tell you what, that's no easy task, folks, because the state of Michigan makes you work for the information that you want. It's not like CGIS or NCIC, where you just type in a name and a date of birth and a whole bunch of information pops up. No, or where you can go to just one website that all of the counties in the state are hooked into that one website, and you can run a person's name and all their charges will come up from whichever county he was arrested in. No, ladies and gentlemen, Michigan makes you go to each district court and each circuit court to search for a person's criminal history. So, just for that one court. So, do you know how many circuit and district courts there are in the state of Michigan? Well, me either, but, I gave up after a while. I mean, I just tried to do the courts around the area where he lived at the time or whatever, and, I'd do 6 different courts and there wouldn't be anything, and then I'd click on one court and there'd be 12 charges. So, anyways, I want to give you a fair warning that I may not have all of Adam's criminal charges here. And again, that's just because you have to do every single court, and I just don't have the time for that. Now, if you're asking yourself who Wolverine Transparency is, he's the 400-pound piece of shit that showed up at Kfar's house one day back in 2022 with broken system, broken trust, Josh the meth head. And it was in an attempt to intimidate Kfar. Well, it didn't work because fat-ass Wolverine Transparency couldn't even get out of his truck to go to Kfar's driveway. So that left broken system, broken trust Josh standing there at the end of the driveway flapping his gums, and, come on, nobody's intimidated by Josh. So check out the headline from this Fox 2 Detroit news story back in 2015. So it would appear that back in 2015, Adam had a little accident. It says here, I took my left hand and wrapped the coax around it, and I took my right hand and I was pulling it. My buddy lost control of it. I told him to let go. So he did. But what about Adam? I didn't let go in time, he said. I saved him. But he could not save himself. The electricity, 4,800 volts, went shooting through him. About 70% of Adam's body was completely burned. He lost a hand and a toe, while the shock also scarred Adam's chest, his back, and his head. There were wounds all over him. They didn't think I was going to make it, he said. One of the nurses told me I should go home and make funeral arrangements, said his wife, Felicia. The doctor picked me up off the floor and gave me a hug and said it's going to be okay. Says, my will was strong, Adam said. Then we go on, and there's a bunch of stuff in there. Adam was in a coma for a month, in the burn unit for 9 weeks. So he had so far, he's had at least 15 surgeries. He spent a lot of time at the Detroit Receiving Hospital and the Detroit Medical Center. The doctors were amazed that he survived. Many even said there was an explanation for his survival, but they didn't have it. Adam begs to differ. I know I have, he said, because I know the God that I serve. Really, Adam? Like this? You know, in this video right here?
What's your name?
Nunya.
Also in the city of Wyandotte, we have an alley use regulator.
I don't give a shit.
All right, so
I'm not in the alley. I'm on private property, dickhead.
you're just in the alley.
It doesn't matter. Here, I'll step in it again. Watch this.
Yeah.
Go.
You know, and then Adam goes on to say in another comment, it's just phenomenal what God has done for me. Well, they put Mark, but I'm pretty sure they meant Adam, as it's a quote from him. And I'd like to say, you know, and this is how you show them thanks, Adam, by doing shit like this.
Violation of Wyandotte.
No, I'm not.
Being back here.
Ordinance is an infringement. I'm in a constitutionally protected activity, homie. Go on with your game. I'm the press. Get out of here.
You're the press. Do you have a press ID?
I sure do, but I'm not showing your tyrant ass.
No?
And you ain't gonna put your hands on me either.
All right, sir.
Look up State versus Mobley. I'll defend myself. Yeah, Adam Denlinger. Say it right, you fucking moron.
And then the last comment that I wanted to show you in this article is Adam also wants to thank Lincoln Park Police, Fire, and emergency medical technicians for what they have done to help save him. So, and this is how you pay them back, Adam? By doing shit in this clip?
I don't give a damn what you do. I'm gonna show up and make all y'all. Give me your name and badge number. Give me your name and badge number, fool. Hey, dickhead, give me your name and badge number.
No, sir.
Yeah, that's right. See, the judge is gonna see this, you fucking pigs.
Have a great night.
You guys are pieces of shit.
You're going to get another.
Oh, I'm not gonna do nothing. It's all constitutionally protected. I'm not worried about it.
So what I get from watching a couple of Adam's videos, I can't watch them for very long, Adam thinks he's super duper special and he can do whatever he wants. When in reality, Wolverine transparency, is nothing but a bully, an asshole, and a career criminal and an ex-convict. Wolverine's about page on his YouTube channel says, this channel deals with speaking truth to power. Oh gosh, that almost sounds like some Zen shit there that I would believe if I didn't know what a piece of shit, foul-mouthed blowhard that he was. Then he goes on to say, and listen to this shit, I'm not anti-cop, I'm anti-bad cop. Well, come on, fat man. How come every single cop video tape that you've done or that you meet turns out to be a bad cop? Every single one of them is a tyrant, according to you. And I can only figure out that the only common denominator in all of these scenarios is you. You fucktard. Maybe take a look in the mirror, you know, and see exactly who the bully is. And you'll see exactly who the tyrant is. So, without any further delay, here is going to be the criminal history of Wolverine transparency, Adam, from Lincoln Park, Michigan, who has 25 vehicle and traffic charges, 13 criminal charges, which includes 7 or 8 felonies with 2 felony convictions and 1 state prison sentence. So what I think I'll do is I will skip all of the vehicle and traffic, or most of them anyways, charges. There's 25 of those to talk about, and I'm already 10 minutes into a video. So if we're going to talk about all his criminal charges also, I think we'll skip the traffic. I've shown the pictures here. If you want, you can stop and look at them a little more closely instead of trying to go along with me. But we'll skip right to page 3 of his history here. He does have some more tickets here, like on June 12th, 2019. He was picked up for blocking the flow of traffic out of Lincoln Park. He was given a $195 fine for that. And he had no proof of insurance. He pled guilty to a reduced charge. And I don't know if the $195 was for the both of them or if it was for each of them. Then we go ahead. He parked on a sidewalk. Oh my God, he's man, he's dangerous. Anyways, they dismissed that charge. Who knows why he was parked where he was? Maybe he just parked and ran inside someplace real quick. When he come out, the parking Nazis were there and got him. And then we're going to go ahead to December 4th, 2024. He got a parking violation in Lincoln Park, Michigan. And he pled guilty, or he was found guilty, and given a $65 fine. Now, his criminal history starts, that I can see, on July 31st, 2018, when Adam was 17 years old. And he unlawfully driving away of a motor vehicle, which was a felony out of Detroit. And they charged him attempted unlawful driving away of a motor vehicle also. They dismissed count 1. They got rid of the felony. He was found guilty of count 2. He was given 2 years probation, $30 in court fees, and a 100 hours of community service. And we go ahead 4 years. He behaved himself, or maybe not. Maybe he just didn't get caught. But boy, did he get a banger of a charge on September 3rd, 1992. We've got armed robbery, a felony, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, which was a felony, unlawful driving away of a vehicle, which was a felony, and assault with a dangerous weapon, which was a felony. Those were all out of Wayne County. They ended up in court. They dismissed count 1 and 2 for him to plead guilty to counts 3 and 4. So he still ended up, even though they dismissed 2 felonies, he ended up with 2 felonies on his record. Now for count 3, on June 7th, 1993, they sentenced him for 2 to 5 years in state prison on count 3. And on June, the same day, they sentenced him 2 to 4 years on count 4, which was the assault with a dangerous weapon. They are concurrent, so what that means is they just run them at the same time. You actually serve both sentences at the same time. If it had been consecutive, he would have had to have done one of the sentences until it was over, and then he would start in on the other sentence. And they assessed him a $500 fine or fees, which, surprisingly, he has never paid. And now we're going to go ahead to 1999. June 16th, 1999, he possessed, sold, or distributed a controlled substance out of Taylor, Michigan. And that charge ended up getting dismissed. And now we go ahead a few years, and on May 3rd, 2011, he's picked up for not shoplifting. He was picked up for trespassing. All right, that was a misdemeanor out of Wyandotte, Michigan. He pled guilty to loitering instead of trespassing. He was given a $125 fine and fees. And we go ahead a year, and on May 2nd, 2012, he picks up 2 charges out of Wyandotte. We got assault or resist or obstruct a police officer, a felony, and then the attempted assault, resist, or obstruct of an officer, which is a misdemeanor. The defendant was bound over for circuit court, which means because of the felony, it's got to go to circuit court for jury indictment, grand jury indictment. So 12 days later, they charged him with the exact same crimes in Wayne County, Michigan. And on count 1, they decided to do a plea deal. They dismissed count 1, the felony, if he would plead guilty to count 2, which he did, and they gave him 1 year probation and a $743 fine. Yeah, that's going to show him, I guess. After you put him in prison already, now we're going to start giving him probation. I think a lot of this is going to be health related, you're going to find. We had 10 years before his next actual criminal charge. He was busy there for a few years, when he got struck by lightning. And, I figure it'd probably be 2-3 years before he could get up and move around very well. But anyhow, we're going to go to Halloween, October 31st, 2022. He's charged with interference with police authority in Taylor, Michigan. That was the day that they went and visited KFAR. And unfortunately, that charge got nolle prosecuted for some reason. I don't know why. Now, just those clips that I showed earlier in the video where he was acting like an asshat to the police, the ones that he is so, happy that they helped keep him alive, and the ones that, God, he's another fraud. So on March 3rd, he was actually ticketed with 2 charges that night. Alley use regulated, which means I have no clue. I don't know. I do remember the Wyandotte officer saying, though, that it was an ordinance out of the village or city. And, of course, old Fat Boy wanted to say, well, those are how do you word that now? Something about they're precious or something. Yeah, well, too bad they're there and they're statutes. So, and then the other one that he got that night was disruptive behavior for the way that he was acting. All right, so we got a Chapter 7 bankruptcy case back in August of 2011. And that was discharged, I remember seeing. We got the header here. It's Wolverine Transparency, Adam Wayne, and then we cross out his last name because he sure as shit would privacy strike me. Sorry about that. We got a date of birth of January 1971. If anybody knows the actual date, drop me a line if you would, please, and I'll put his actual date of his birth in there. And let's see, we got an address for him in Lincoln Park, Michigan. We got to cross that out again because, we don't want to tip him over too bad. He used to hang out with Broken Trust, Josh, the meth head. They used to even went to KFAR's house back in August of 2022. The fucking guy is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Back in the early 2000s, he was 6'1" and 370 pounds. And I know he's over 400 pounds now. If he isn't, he'd have to go step on a scale and prove it to us. And then I've got 4 email addresses for him there. I had to block them all out because, God forbid, we don't want to upset the YouTube gurus. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Wolverine Transparency, Adam from Lincoln Park, Michigan. What do you all think of that mess of a human being? He's not even a frauditard. He's just a piece of shit who hates life, so he's going to go and make everyone else's life miserable too. He's a 400-pound fucktard whose brain got totally jacked up when he got struck by lightning. So, let us all know in the comment section what you think of Adam. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you liked what we do here, hit the subscribe button and the bell. And if you want to see unedited information on frauditards, check out our Patreon page. I was a little disappointed to see that Audit Them's Records didn't come on Friday, but they did contact me on Friday to let me know regarding one of his tickets that I was seeking information about, so hopefully they're close to sending all of the records. I'm just afraid that you all are looking for a lot more than there is going to be from what I know already. Now, preliminary reports are there just isn't a lot of information. Kind of, like everybody wants me to do James Freeman and expose him. And I'm sorry, folks, you would be very, very disappointed. I could read off a bunch of charges to you, but he seems to get all of his charges dismissed for some reason. So up next, before probably, I don't know if we get Shady's records on Monday, we'll do Shady. If not, the next up is going to be Big Mike's audits. Go and check out his channel a little bit so you know who I'm talking about if you want. And until next time, you all please take care out there now.